where was you and what was you doing when you found out the news that Tupac got shot in Vegas?
Okay, I was at a kickback. We was watching the fight, so we was just leaving the fight. I mean, after the Mike Tyson fight, we was just leaving my friend crib and stuff. I was on my way home when we found out that Tupac got shot. So I didn't, because we heard it, we heard it on like the radio or whatever. So I was like, well, I really didn't believe it or whatever a little bit. I was just like, oh, they lying or whatever. But when I got in the house, my mom and my stepdad was up, and they was like, my Uncle Frankie had just called and was like, Mika, where you been? We've been trying to call you because Uncle Frankie called. He's at the hospital now. And I was like, for what? And then they was like, Tupac shot. And I was like, damn, he shot for real? And that's where I was at. And then I was thinking in my head, like, I was like, well, did they say he gonna be okay? And my mom was like, we don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know that they all up at the hospital now. And then so I was just thinking like, okay, well, I was trying to be positive. I was like, well, it's Pac. He always got, he always gets shot. He'll be all right. And then I went to bed. I was like, he'll be all right. Don't worry about it. He'll be all right. I didn't make a big deal of it the first night because, I know he done got shot before. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's not a big deal or whatever like that he'll survive. So I just went on and went to bed that night.
Right. So Frank Alexander was the one that relayed the news to your mom that Tupac got shot.
Yes, she did. Yes, he did. He had called my mom and was like saying that, he told her that Pac had got shot, leaving the Mike Tyson fight, and they was all at the hospital and stuff.
You made a comment earlier and you said Tupac was talking in the hospital, and you were surprised when it was announced that Tupac passed away because he was talking in the hospital. So out of curiosity, how do you know Tupac was talking in the hospital?
Well, back and forth, like for a couple of days, my uncle, was calling, giving us the update, but like a couple of days later, we called him to just see how everything was going. So we was like, okay, what's up? Any news on Pac? Because we ain't heard from him. We ain't heard nothing yet. Again, nothing like on TV or nothing. We was like, we just trying to check in. And so that's when he was like, oh, yeah, it's up, it's up and down. He's cool, he talking or whatever. So me personally, when I said that in the other interview, I personally didn't talk to Tupac myself or heard him talking myself. But my uncle was like, it seems, he doing all right, he talking or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, cool. And then that's when he, we was having a conversation. He was like, he had said he was up there. I know that, Gaddafi was up there. I believe his mother was up there. Just a few family, close people and stuff was up there. So I know my uncle ended up asking, to speak to me. He was on speaker or whatever, and he asked to speak to me. And he was like, hey, niece. And I was like, what's up? He said, all the stuff that you took up here when we was up here, all the stuff as far as the video and the pictures, make sure you don't show nobody any of that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? He was like, and I was like, all right, cool. I didn't think of a big deal of it then either. He was like, it's very important. Don't show nobody those pictures. Don't show anybody. I mean, nobody. Don't give anybody those pictures. Don't show nobody those pictures. Don't give anybody access to that tape, and don't show nobody the tape. And he was like, I'm gonna have you make copies of me, get copies and stuff of the tape and stuff, and give it, give it to me. And so I was like, all right, cool. So at the time, I was thinking that, he probably just wants some stuff, the video tape and pictures and stuff of some stuff that he don't got, and that I was gonna probably get some of his stuff that I don't got, and we just exchange and stuff, or we could just have all our, he could have some of the stuff that I took. You know what I mean? Sometimes people like, oh, let me get that picture, let me get that picture. So, that's how I took it at the time. And then especially by him saying that he's gonna be all right, he's talking. In my head, I'm thinking like, okay, all right. He got shot, Tupac, all right, he's gonna survive or whatever. He want a couple of pictures, don't show this, don't show that. He want a copy of the pictures and stuff. And it was simple as that to me. I didn't think nothing else of it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else of it at that time.
That's pretty bizarre, man. So Frank Alexander called you and he told you that Tupac was talking in the hospital, but at the same time he was asking you for all the pictures and footage you had with Tupac, like something was going to happen to Tupac.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so it wasn't a big deal to me to, you know what I'm saying. I didn't. The whole thing, like I said, I'm thinking everything was cool, everything was okay, and it wasn't a big deal to me. I was just like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's just how like I said, it wasn't no suspicious thing to me at the time. So when he ended up dying, I was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like I thought he was going to survive. I thought he was okay, so I didn't know what was wrong.
If you don't mind, give me a play-by-play of where was you at and what was you doing when you found out the news that Tupac officially passed away.
I was in the house, and my mom was helping me wash my hair. We was in the kitchen. I was washing my hair, and my stepdad came in the kitchen, and he had this look on his face, and I'm just like, and he had the phone. He was on the phone, and I was like, "What's wrong?" You know, he had like a tear. You know, he really was like damn near crying, and it was like Big Will don't cry and stuff. Like I never seen this look, so I'm just like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "He ain't make it." He's like, "Man, he ain't make it," and I'm like, "Who ain't make it? What you talking about?" And he's like, "Pac dead. Pac died." And my mom, I remember she was washing my hair. She had the conditioner, and she like threw the conditioner out. She was like, God damn it, he ain't make it. And that's what she said. And then I was like, you lying. Who told you that? Who said that? And he's like, I'm on the phone now. He's like, your uncle on the phone. And he was on the phone. He was like, you know, he gave the phone to us and he's like, y'all, he ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Pac died. He just passed away now. And I was, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I was just like, I was shocked. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was shocked. I didn't know what to feel. You know what I'm saying? I did, you know, some tears started shedding down my eyes, but I was, you know, we was all in there crying and it was just surreal. I was just like, what you mean he died? I thought he was okay. Like, what happened? You know what I mean?
Do you think it was any foul play in Tupac death? Because like I said, he was talking in the hospital, then out of nowhere he passed away.
I don't know if it was foul play or not. I'm not into all that conspiracy stuff. I don't want to, you know, make it look like I'm trying to do a conspiracy thing or stuff. I'm just telling you what I heard and what was told and what had happened the day that, you know, the day that I had talked to my uncle or we had talked to my uncle about what was going on. I don't want to find out if it was a conspiracy. I don't know if it was a conspiracy. I don't know if you know he had a good day and something just went turned the wrong way to, you know what I'm saying, went south. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I don't know. I can't speak on that. I'm just telling you. I'm just answering the questions that you asked me, and that's it.
I want to backtrack a little. I want to go back to something you said earlier that caught my attention. When you was talking about Tupac memorabilia, you made a comment and you said Frank Alexander took what he took and the cops took what they took. What did you mean by that when you said the cops took what they took?
Well, when I was our house ended up like I said, you know, back in the day, you know, we was into stuff ourselves or whatever, and you know, meeting Pac was a curse and a blessing at the same time. You know, it was a blessing, but where we was from, and then my stepdad being who he was and stuff, the police out there made it bigger than what it really was. When they found out that you know we was affiliated with Tupac and everything, and about to open the club and all this other kind of stuff that was going on and stuff like that, they tried to connect something like even bigger than what we, you know, than what we was. And so our house ended up getting raided. And when our house got raided, the police officers, I mean, it was officers out of their jurisdiction. It was Chicago police, Hanover police, Greenwood police, Schaumburg police, or whatever. They was came in our house and they raided our house. And when they came there, they was very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? They ripped up pictures. They ripped up stuff in the obituaries. They pissed on our pool table. They, you know what I'm saying, hit my little sister in the ear. My little sister was like 6 years old. To this day, she got problems with her ear or whatever. So, you know, they said they came there to actually kill my stepdad or whatever, and they was looking for things and stuff like that. But they, at the same time, they was taking stuff they didn't have no business taking, and they didn't find anything in the house. It was all just a whole bunch of bullshit. And they ended up taking my license. Then I got some Tupac Shakur. They ended up taking some pictures that personal pictures and stuff of us or whatever, and laughing and everything about it. So, after a long battle, court and all this other kind of stuff, the judge appointed us to get our license back, and I got like documents of all this stuff to get our license back. So we would go up to the police station all the time, to be like, okay, can we get a license? Can we get the license? We got a court order to get our license back. Everybody acts like, oh, this is evidence, oh, we can't find it, no, this, and that, and the third. We don't have this, we don't have that, or whatever. And they try to deny it. So fast forward, we would go every year we'd go up there. So I just moved from out that way 5 years ago. I live somewhere else now. So I've been gone for like 5 years. And what's crazy is I had looked up the license again. I stopped. So that's 5 years in a row we stopped going to this police station. You know what I mean? So I looked up the license like just on the internet just to see. And I found something 2017. And it's literally an article of this Chicago police officer admitting taking the license from Frank Alexander Leaf's house. He's like a friend of Tupac or whatever. I'm gonna post that on my page, on my Lemika Summer 96 page. I'm gonna post the letter that I found on the thing admitting that they took the license. And they actually sold them on the internet. And that's the thing. And I think that's why I hold on to the little stuff that I got so much, because, that man gave me those licenses. It was written in the book that he gave me those licenses. It was in the documentary that he gave those licenses. Even though, and then let me go back to that too. I said I didn't read the book, I didn't watch the documentary or whatever, but I did hear about it, and I did see big pieces. Like I did end up reading my chapter after the fact. I didn't, so I'm gonna correct myself with that. I didn't read the whole book. I didn't watch the whole documentary, but I did read my chapter that he named after me, because I was curious of what was said. It's just, it was my chapter, but I didn't write anything about it. But he did put in that chapter about how Tupac Shakur gave me the license, so that was my proof. And then to come out, I said I believe they waited until thinking that I forgot about it, but that's something you will never forget. I think the police officer waited to even try to sell the license or whatever. One, because statute of limitations probably, and then two, we wasn't going back up there no more asking questions, because I ended up moving out of state. You get what I'm saying? So it's not easy to go run up to the old police department and be like, okay, can I get these now? Okay, can y'all find these now? Can y'all do this? Can y'all do that? So yeah, I literally found the article, which I'm gonna post on my page, admitting proof that they sold the license, and plus that they sold them from my home. And I feel like, that wasn't fair either. You know what I'm saying? Like, why that wasn't nothing on the warrant. That wasn't nothing on nothing that y'all was looking for. What was the whole point of y'all taking something that this man gave to me and told me to keep them forever? And that's what I was gonna do. And I want my license back, not to sell them, but to keep them, because they was rightfully mine.
Wow. So
and
that's what they
shows,
took. So that's the only thing they took. They just took your license that you had a Tupac.
They took my license and they took some pictures, because it's pictures, a lot of those pictures that's on the internet or whatever that you see if you Google my name or whatever like that. Those are pictures from my house that we took. Those are pictures that my Uncle Frankie had got from me, and those are pictures that some of them is pictures that the police officer had got from me. I just seen something on I just seen something on the internet like a year ago, and it was like 1.9 million views, and it was a snippet of my tape, and that part of the tape was like of my little family, like my little sister and them like that. And it's like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, why is y'all violating us like that, stealing and stuff? And that was another thing that I was a little upset about, with the whole ordeal of people even taking the stuff, because at the end of the day, my uncle had came up with these books and these conspiracy theories and things like that, And then if anything was to happen, it's like, we not out here protected like that. You know what I mean? You got this image that I'm your favorite niece and that this, that put me in all this stuff. And then you going on and on and on about who shot who did what, and this and that. I ain't want no part of that because I don't want nobody to think I know more than what I know. You know what I mean? I'm just a regular girl that went out there. That was my story. That was my story. My story wasn't about who killed Pop, what I think, what this will Pop. My story is about my time that I spent with him and the things he done for me and the things he gave to me, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be part of nothing else. Because you know what I'm saying? Because one, not able to defend myself. Two, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to have that type of image on me thinking that, like I said, everybody who made money off this man in a negative way and things like that in a conspiracy type way, they're not here any longer. You know what I mean? And it's what you put out there. So I really didn't want no parts of whatever. And that's why I'm trying to, people are like, well, why you wait so long? Why you do this and why you do that? Because I really didn't want no part of the stuff. But everybody got their own, everybody thinking stuff one way. And that's why I'm like, you know what? It's time to tell my truth because I don't want nobody to think that I did this so I could make blood money off of nobody's death. I'm not trying to come up off of nobody's death. You get what I'm saying? That's not me. I'm talented and gifted enough to be able to make my own way that I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? If I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I could, like I said, I could have did the same thing that my uncle did or whatever. I could have did the same thing that these close people did to him. People been auctioning off this man's stuff for years that he gave to people from his heart. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to judge me, go ahead and judge me. But I know where my heart at. Pop know where my heart at. You know what I'm saying? And the true friends and a real person will know where my heart at. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not always scamming and trying to get 2 seconds of fame or all this other kind of stuff. It's not about that because I could have been there. That I done got approached by the state. I done got approached by some of this man's family members. You know what I mean? And I still was like, nah, I'm good. You know, I chose to talk to you because I like your vibe. Everything you say about him is positive and things like that. You know what I'm saying? This interview wasn't about to bash this person, bash that person, or make somebody look negative. It was just about the truth of what happened through my eyes. It's just about the truth of who Tupac Shakur was. And that's all I'm trying to get out to people. Like, that was a good man with a good heart. He blessed my life in ways. And then, like I said, too, even with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, he lost his way from down the way or whatever like that. But you know what I'm saying? That was my blood. And as long as I got my blessings from my family to speak my truth, as long as I got my blessings from, because I still talk to a couple of people that I met down there. We were shorties at the time. And that's what I was just saying to some of the people that I met in the studio. We was the shorties, and we the ones we the most loyal ones to this man. You know what I mean? We the ones that actually appreciate it. Because I know a couple other people that got some stuff of his that could have did the same thing like me, and we could have sold it. It wasn't nothing but like some little belts and things like that. But we appreciated who we was around. We appreciated who he was and what he stand for. And that's why we move the way we move. That's why we ain't all out there like that. That's why you ain't heard from me in 24 years. Because it wasn't no need. You know what I mean? If you go on my page, that stuff on my page, I got that shit on my page for y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all fans, here you go. Everything ain't always got to have to be tied to a dollar. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm trying to say. This stuff is for y'all to just know that man was good and he was down to earth and he was a blessing to us all, man. Not just me, but he was a blessing to everybody. To this day, he's relevant. To this day, his music you can still blast any one of his albums from front to back and just vibe and learn something. You learn something from this man every day. I'm teaching y'all something new now about him. You know what I mean? And instead of getting appreciated for it, I get ridiculed, you know, and it's just crazy. That's how grimy this world is. But you know, that's why I was able to. I'm a rare individual, and that's why we was able to cross each other's paths. It wasn't no coincidence. We just that type of person. We just those type of people, man. And I was blessed enough to be able to cross that man's path like that, and that's it.
If you don't mind me asking, what exactly do you have love that Tupac gave you or Tupac bought you?
Yeah, and if you see on my page, Summer '96, and also my little YouTube channel, slowly but surely, I'm gonna be, you know, showing y'all little things and stuff like that that I did receive from him, and yeah, on my IG, Lemika, and you can see it. You know, I post every time you post a video. I mean, you know, my interview and stuff. I follow up on the video and I show proof of little things. I just posted the original tape on the Lemika Summer '96 IG. I just posted the original the tape for that because everybody's like, oh, that wasn't her tape. This wasn't her tape. Yes, it was. You know what I mean? I posted my shoes. I posted the flower, the little note that came with the flower. I still got some autographs from him. I still got some autographs from the Outlaws, Gaddafi, Snoop, Corrupt, all them. I still got my blanket from him. I posted the little teddy bear, the little dog. It reminded me of a pound puppy that I got from him. Um, you know what I'm saying? The clothes, I don't really got the clothes anymore, you know, because I done moved a couple of times and I think those just got lost and you know, I should have kept them in a sacred place, you know what I'm saying? But like I still got my Can-Am t-shirt, you know, I got from him. What else I got from him? Like I said, the blanket, the letters, the notes, the flower. Like if you go, like I said, go on my page. Whatever I find and that I got from him, I've been posting it up there. I still got pictures that people ain't seen. You know what I'm saying? That I got of his. You know that I had put up or whatever. I still got a lot of stuff. And then, like I said, it still got the original videotape. And praying that, you know, I don't think I will ever show the whole tape. You know what I mean? Because I want some stuff is left to be private. You know, and that's my memories that I have. I may show some, but I ain't gonna show the whole tape, you know, because I like to have some stuff for myself, and that's just what it is. But I'm gonna share what I can.
Right, right. So, your uncle, you don't have to go into detail. I know it's a touchy subject, but I gotta ask, what happened to your uncle, Frank Alexander?
Well, like 8 years ago, he ended up passing away. Supposedly a suicide or whatever, but you know, that's another thing. I don't want to elaborate on that because I'm not on who killed this, who killed that, or if this was that or this was that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think he was, I know, closer to his. And don't get me wrong. Like after, you know, I gave him my pictures and stuff. I said he just, you know, you got it out there like he just vanished on me or whatever. He did, but he didn't. Like we still talk, but we didn't talk like how he was. You know, he kept giving me the run around and whatever. So the elephant, it was always you know, you could tell the elephant was in the room. But I did see him after that. I mean, damn, my grandmother died, his mother died. You know what I'm saying? Like I see them at the funeral. You know what I mean? Like when people die in the family, you know, you got to be around each other and things like that. So you know, it ain't like I've never seen this again. And then even to the point, like I say, like the last 6 months of his death, whatever he was going, you know, prior to that, whatever he was going, whatever personal things he was going to, he was sending chain letters to, you know, his family members, including me, on the email, trying to get little Bible verses and stuff. So I guess he was trying to get closer to God. So for whatever was on his conscience or whatever that was going on in his life, personal or whatever. But, you know, I don't know exactly, you know, the details with that either. But, you know, it's just, like I said, believe half of what you see. You know what I'm saying? And both of them, may they rest in peace and their souls, you know, is resting. You know what I mean? That's no matter what, they both not here no more. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is.
Right, right. So with that being said, before we end this interview, any last words?
I think I summed everything up. Like I said, you know, some people, I had read some of the comments or whatever like that, and it's just crazy. You know, you could tell the truth from the trolls, and that's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not doing this for no for no gain on my own. I did this for y'all, and I just answered the questions that was asked to me most truthfully that I could. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna lie and fall into the cap, try to make a perfect picture of something just because that's what's out there. I'm gonna speak the truth. You take it and run with it. You can believe what you want to believe. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine too. I'm happy. I got a whole family. I got children. I got everything. I got my my life is on track. I have no reason to fabricate on anything. You asked me some questions, Mighty. I answered your questions, and that was it. And like I said, I do it for, I did this just to keep this, all this stuff that's going on in this world right now is negative. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to paint a positive picture, bring a positive picture of some good to the world. And this is something new and fresh that ain't nobody heard or knew before. You know what I mean? It's something new and fresh that keep this man's legacy alive in a positive way. He was a good man, and there ain't no need to fabricate on who he was. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's where I come in at. I'm just with the truth. And whether you right or wrong is wrong, right is right, whether you family or whatever, I'm just with the truth, and that's it.